All right, now Bilkis Bano gets justice after a fight that went on for over a year and a half post her rapists, the convicts there, being set free on remission. It's a landmark verdict indeed by the Supreme Court in this challenging case of Gujarat government deciding to allow these rapists to walk free. The Bilkis Bano rape case was taken up in the top court, with the court quashing the remission order of the Gujarat government and also pulling up the government on the same. In a huge setback there for the Gujarat government, Supreme Court in fact spelt out the words, and I quote here, calling the Gujarat government's attempts here as an act of fraud, saying that it hid facts for remission order to ensure that these rapists would walk free. Supreme Court has also held that Gujarat government was complicit and acted in tandem with the convict who approached the Supreme Court with unclean hands in the Bilkis Bano remission case. In fact, the convicts have been granted a 2 weeks' time to surrender themselves as per procedure of law.
It's a very good judgment which has upheld the rule of law and the faith of the people of this country, particularly the women of this country, in rule of law, in the legal system, in the courts, and that there is an assurance of justice. They have very categorically stated what is the legal analysis and reason for setting aside, quashing the remission orders and directing the convicts to return to prison within a fortnight.
Are you saying, Subhashini Ali, that Bilkis Bano does not have security?
Well, haven't you seen all the pictures? Haven't you seen that these people, when they used to come out on parole, used to be threatening them? Why is she feeling so insecure? And why, after they were released, is she feeling even more insecure? That's a question that you'll have to ask the Gujarat government, that what kind of security are they providing?
Subhashini Ali, a question that is clear now, if you could hear me, ma'am.
These criminals are being hailed as heroes. Then how could she have felt secure all this time? Please tell me.
No, sure enough. But what we see here is that the court has said, the Supreme Court has said that Gujarat government weren't in their jurisdiction to be allowing for remission. It was not within their ambit. It's not a competent authority. Therefore, directing the convicts now to approach the Maharashtra government instead.
That why did the Gujarat government go to these lengths, throwing aside all the norms, breaking all the norms? They were so determined to give these people remission. Why? That is the question. What is the reason for it? Even though they probably knew they didn't have jurisdiction, they still did all that they did to see that these people were freed. Why? That is the question you should be asking, I should be asking, all the people in this country should be asking. Why did they do this? Go out on a limb to protect the worst kind of criminals who had committed the most heinous of crimes.
It's indeed shocking. But as we see here, the Supreme Court directing the convicts to Maharashtra government to seek remission, and remission is the right of any convict, of a criminal. Here, they've been redirected the right route. What does that mean to you? And will you continue your fight?
We will continue our fight, of course. And as far as I know, I'm not a lawyer, but as far as I know, the Maharashtra government's rules for remission are different from what the Gujarat government had passed. And I think rapists are not eligible for remission as far as I know and as far as I remember. And I hope that that is true.
I think it's a very important judgment, a much delayed judgment. We've waited 1.5 years for this, but it is certainly a very welcome judgment. And it shows two important issues. One, the culpability of the state government. And I think this is a complete lesson for a government like Gujarat, which has, if you excuse me using the word, but has shamelessly supported not Bilkis, but the criminals. So this judgment is actually a big slap on the face of the Gujarat government and its version of justice.
ये तमाम फैसला और बिल्किस बानो के रेपिस्ट को, उनके बच्चे के, उनकी मां के कातिलों को छोड़ना नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार के उन बुलंदबांग दावों को एक्सपोज करता है। नारी शक्ति के बारे में आज बीजेपी खड़ी भी थी इन तमाम रेपिस्ट के साथ, और ये अच्छा पैगाम जाना चाहिए कि कोई रेपिस्ट किसी भी पॉलिटिकल आइडियोलॉजी का हो, उसको माफी नहीं मिलनी चाहिए। और इसीलिए मैं इस बात का डिमांड करता हूं कि गुजरात की बीजेपी की सरकार और हमारे मुल्क की वजीर आजम नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार बिल्किस बानो से माफ़ी चाहे कि ये बहुत गलत उनसे हुआ था।
Well, clearly here, justice has been provided to Bilkis Bano. Banu's family has welcomed the verdict by celebrating and bursting firecrackers near Banu's house right after the verdict. India Today spoke to the family members of Bilkis Bano. Here's a listen.
बिल्किस बानो के परिवार के लोग जुड़े हैं और इस केस में जो भी गवाह थे वो भी हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं, उन्हीं से बात करेंगे। कितने खुश हैं आप, क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो 11 दोषियों को सजा सुनाई थी और उनको जो राहत दी गई थी, ये जो राहत है उस पे निर्णय सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आ गया है। जो निर्णय गुजरात सरकार ने लिया था, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसको पलट दिया है। क्या कहेंगे आप?
वो जो 11 दोषियों को गुजरात सरकार ने 15 अगस्त को रिहा किया था, इसके लिए हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में गए थे। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के उम्मीद रखते हैं कि हमको न्याय मिलेगा।
अब लगता है अब न्याय एक बार फिर से आपको मिल गया है, क्योंकि आने वाले दिनों में फिर से सलाखों के पीछे उन 11 लोगों को जाना पड़ेगा।
जरूर, वो तो देश की न्याय तंत्र और सर्वोच्च अदालत को हमको भरोसा है कि हमको जरूर न्याय मिलेगा।
अच्छा, बिल्किस जी और उनका परिवार यहीं जो मकान है वहां पे रहता था, कहाँ हैं वो लोग, कब सामने आएंगे? क्या वो मीडिया से भी बातचीत करेंगे?
वो क्या है कि शुरू से वो डर के वजह से अलग अलग जगह पे रहते थे और पिछले 1 साल से यहाँ रहते थे, देगवड़ बाजार रहमाबाद कॉलोनी में, और अभी 10-15 दिन के यहाँ नहीं है, गुजरात बाहर है।
आप भी क्या कहेंगे, क्योंकि आप भी गवाह के तौर पे इस केस में जुड़े थे। आपके गांव में एक SRPF की एक पॉइंट भी बनाई गई थी आप लोगों की सुरक्षा के लिए, जब 11 लोग जो कैदी थे, जो जिन्हें गुजरात सरकार ने आरोप बाहर की तरफ लाया था, और अब जब फैसला आ गया है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, कितनी राहत आपको भी अब फील हो रही है?
जो कोर्ट ने जो भी सुना है फैसला, वो सही है।
क्या कहेंगे, कितने दिनों में फिर से इनको सलाखों के पीछे भेजना चाहिए, क्योंकि अभी ये स्पष्टता नहीं हो पाई है?
वो तो जब कोर्ट का निर्णय आएगा तब पता चलेगा।